Hi, soon to be diamonds. How is everybody in here? I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds to pop on because it's always that awkward, I'm talking to myself kind of thing. And I hate that because I don't know if I am talking to myself or if people are actually jumping on. So I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of something that really helps you get ideas, like the creative juices sort of flowing a little bit. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Katie. I'm one of the people leading this group. Melanie is my personally sponsored coach. I've been working with her for close to 5 years, which is crazy to think about. So I am excited for you guys. This rank advancement to diamond is so much more than that. It's such a confidence booster. It's a commitment to your business, to your challengers, to the coaches that you sign up. And it's basically saying, like, I have some skin in the game. And I believe that I can do great things through this business, and I want to do more than just retail and sell a product. I want to help people financially. I want to grow this to whatever your vision might be, whether that's full-time, just getting your groceries paid for, whatever that vision is. And I'm glad that I get to be a little bit of a part of that journey for you. But one of the things that I remember doing when I was working towards that rank, that first solid rank as diamond, was really knowing that this is a season. So what you're doing now and the way that you're working right now is a season, and it means that there is hard work that's going to be done. It is going to stretch you. It's going to get you outside of your comfort zone. But one thing that we don't necessarily do is we don't necessarily find ways to get the creative juices flowing, and creativity and confidence sort of go hand in hand. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Gina. They go hand in hand. And for us to be at our best, our A game, we have to eliminate sort of the stress of it and remember that this is fun, that this is a fun job that we get to be a part of. So today we're going to do just that. We're going to get the creative juices flowing a little bit. So the first thing that you're going to need, and of course I left mine downstairs, is you're going to need a piece of paper. Look, I know a lot of us do work on the computer, but science does prove that when you just have the activity of writing, it actually kind of creates this opportunity for your brain to be stimulated, for you to actually like write things down and think in a different way. So I want all of you guys to have a piece of paper, and what we're doing today is called an active brain dump. And I hate that name. I'm sure you can find other ways to say dump because, dump is just not that positive a word. So active brain movement, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to work you through one day of this. So this activity, once you do it once, you need to implement over and over and over again. So first of all, a brain dump is just an opportunity for you to take everything that goes on in your head and, get it down in writing. So it means that when you are getting it down in writing, you're taking all of these ideas that we have flowing through our minds at any given time, and we always are thinking, right? You're always thinking about your business, your kids, your why, your vision, your challengers, your groups, your full-time job. Like, your mind is crazy with the way that things are being processed. So a brain dump kind of allows you to hone in on a specific thing that you are working on. And for us specifically, that's going to be working towards that diamond rank, which ultimately means we are going to be recruiting coaches. Now, I know that some people are immediately like, oh, I don't want anyone to think I'm icky. I don't want to come off as salesy. But guys, you have to think confidently now. So first of all, what we're going to do is we are first going to take that piece of paper, and we are going to brain dump our week as best we can for everything that we are going to think about. So what you first want to do is set aside one day a week to be able to do this, all right? So for me, by Friday, I'm done. I do not work very well on Friday because my brain is just complete mush. So you want to pick a time of the week that you can do this activity. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes every week, and you want to schedule that into your week. So for example, my brain dump is going to take place on Monday morning, and my Monday morning right now, I'm training for a half marathon, is actually a rest day. It's an active rest day. So I get up in the morning, I do my daily devotional, and then I do my personal development, and then I have this bucket of time that I can just get some creative ideas going. Once you do that, step 2 is to actually get a timer. And if you don't have a timer as a coach, this is a sanity saver, because it can be a job where you work this 24 hours a day. You can get to the point where you don't turn it off, and a timer reminds you to focus. And you kind of learn that even though at first the ticking is something you hear, eventually it gets to the point where it's like a Pavlov's dog kind of thing, where like when the ticker's going, you know to laser focus, but you have to get one. So I have a timer that I use, and when it's ticking, I know that it's time for me to get down to business. All right, so this is what we're going to work on today. So we know that we're going to get our timer spent for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is that you do. And today, for the sake of this activity, I'm just going to keep it at 10. But what I want you to do is I want you to get your piece of paper out, and I want you to take your paper, and the bigger the paper, the better, especially if, and I only have this because I left mine downstairs. And I want you to take your piece of paper, and I want you to put it into quadrants. And this is where it comes in handy for you not to be an overthinker. So if you're one of my color blue people like I am, we are not overthinking it. It is the first thing that comes to mind, okay? So here's what I want you to do. When you get this quadrant, when you get this, and it's a quadrant, I think because it's 4, right? Quad, I think. Is that right? I might be totally off about that, but a quadrant. So you have 4 sections. I want you to write down 4 qualities that you want to see in a coach, okay? So just write them. You're not thinking it. You're not overanalyzing it. I just want you to write down those ideas. So you write them very quickly, and if you overanalyze it, it's not going to work. So you just want to just get it out on paper. You know, maybe in your head, you're thinking of coaches that you see. Maybe in your head, you're thinking of the own qualities that you possess. Maybe in your head, you're thinking about like a certain personality type or a trait of some sort. But you want to write all that down. Or maybe you're thinking of an age demographic. Whatever that is, you want to get 4 of them down in writing. All right? Ashley Smart Tab. You said smart girl. It is. It's like, quad. All right, so you have that down. You have your 4 down, right? Okay, so here's where it gets fun. You are going to now take 10 minutes to write down anything and everything that has to do with those topics. So I'm going to start it, but I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the questions that you can ask yourself while you're writing this down. So you have your 4 quadrants. I want you to write down things like quotes. You know, you're not looking everything up. This is all out of your brain. Sayings, expressions, comments, people, you know, celebrities, anything that sort of comes to mind, or explanations of why that quality is important to you. So I want you to just write. And when you find yourself stopping and thinking, you need to write. So you don't stop. You take 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to write nonstop, okay? So we are doing this now, going, and we are just writing. So I'm going to do this along with you. All right? I can find a pen. We have about 2 minutes left. Just wait till you see how this works out. You're going to be so excited. You might be like, what is going on right now? If you just joined, we are right now doing a brain dump. So on a piece of paper, we created a quadrant, which I just learned is 4. I used a big word. But you are getting the creative juices flowing. So you created 4 words, and you can't overthink it. That sort of explain like the quality of a coach, or an ideal coach, or an age of a coach, or something that you just thought of right immediately. Like if I say coach, the 4 words that come to mind specifically for you. So that's what we're sort of working on right now. So we're going to be literally, we have, I think, 1 more minute. So we're going to finish that up, and then I'm going to walk you through the next steps of it. Neatness doesn't count, FYI. All right, we got, let's say about 1 more minute. Not even. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to show you the cool part now. And there is no right or wrong way to do it. So that's a great point that you bring up. Hold on, let me take some of my shake. So there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is really just a creativity assignment. But what I find is, if we get ourselves caught up in what other coaches are doing, or how they're posting, or how they're writing, we don't sound like ourselves. And this is a really good revelation of who you are and what you stand for. And because you just keep building on those ideas that you just came up with. So I'll give you guys an example. And when I was thinking about this, now remember too, like I usually do this sort of when I'm fresh and have new ideas. But what you are going to see is you have your 4 words, right? So I would love for you guys to kind of comment on what some of your words were, your base words, so your 4 quadrant words. What were your words that you came up with? If you guys can post them, that would be great, because I'm just curious, because I'm going to show you how this all sort of can come together. So just to give you an idea, mine was, I was Christian. I talked about Christianity. I talked about mom, and I talked about funny, and I talked about the fact that I'm a smartass. Like I am a smartass, so I tend to attract that to me as well. So what I did, why is nobody commenting on their words? I want to know your words, people. I want to know your words. Okay, so once I had all of this written down, thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Yep, happy, positive, encouraging, strong, energetic, fun. I love that you put nurse, outspoken, energized, outgoing, busy mom. That's good. That word busy, I want you to keep that word because that's going to come back for you. Positive, flexible. Sarah, I love that word. I bet you had a lot that you could put on that. Very, very cool, guys. So once you have tenacious, family, faith-based, I love that. Okay, positive, fun, busy. Again, that word busy. Fun, organized, energetic, love, all of these words, guys. So then when you were brain dumping all of this information, were there key words or phrases that stood out? So I went through, and usually while I'm working at this, you know, at first when you start writing, it's kind of slow to process. You're not necessarily having that much information, but then certain things come out. So for example, I was thinking to myself, all right, well, smartass. I'm Christian, but I cuss. That comes up all the time. And then I thought of the company Boss Babe. If you guys know it, it's very much up my alley. It's like they're really, really bold and they say exactly how they feel, and they're just boom, spot on. It's like a mic drop every time you read one of their posts. So I had that sort of tucked away. And then I had in my category, funny, the post I just did the other day about my crock pot still being at school because I can't get myself together. So I circled that. And then I put in Christianity, I talked about ESM, sweating for something bigger, putting myself first. I need coffee and I need Jesus. And then I said, I'm a mom, but I can't stand like being a stay-at-home mom. I was horrible at it. When I like tried doing that for a little while, I was like, oh my gosh, no, this isn't me. So I know my language, like I know who I'm speaking to. It tends not to be moms who are fulfilled. And this is just me staying at home with their kiddos. Like they really crave something more. And then, I'm the mom who asks my kids all the time if I brush if they brush their teeth in the morning. And then I have to turn around and ask myself that same question. So I started going over all these words, right? So now that you guys are confident, leadership, love it, busy mom, that word busy again keeps coming up. Once you have all of that, what in each category draws you in? Like what in each category is standing out to you? So when I was looking back at this, I kept thinking in each one of these categories, confidence matters. Like there is something about confidence. So then I realized that I was doing that. So I took the word confidence and I said, my job is to help build confidence. And so as an upline coach, I'm not just talking about building a business, but I'm talking about confidence. So when I start advertising and posting, you can bet that you're going to see words like confidence in what I'm posting about. All right. So then I turned it over on the back because I was like, okay, I like this word. I have to think of more words to go with this. I have to think about more than that. Build you, build him, build a business. So all of that was coming into my mind. Confidence, confidence in owning a business, confidence in giving back, confidence in sweating bigger, confidence in uplifting environment, confidence in your energy, confidence in the ability for you to be able to provide for your family. Boom, look at all these ideas I have for when I start talking about coaching, like when I start talking about it. And then that idea of the oxygen mask, right? You have to like fill your oxygen mask. You have to put your oxygen mask on first before you put on your kids. Meaning you have to fill your cup first. You have to do you first. You have to take care of yourself so you can take care of other people, right? So all this was coming to my mind. And then I thought, we pay it forward. Like my big thing is like we pay it forward as coaches. We pay it forward all the time. So I've been saying before, like you don't deserve to make an income in this business if you aren't making an impact, and that sticks for me. But then the word elevate came. I need to take that idea and elevate it. I need to bring back confidence. So I take all those words. So right now, if you guys are going through your brain dump, you should be taking all of those words that you just had, and they should be fresh in your mind, and you should be going over sentences that you can say, phrases that you can say, things about coaching that you love, right? So you're doing all of that. And then you do the next part. And so the next part of the brain dump is where you actually get down to business. And this is where you take the opportunity to either apply and elevate your business, or you say, oh, that was fun, now what? Like, what am I gonna do? So here's my suggestion for you. When you do a brain dump, the very next step of what you do is to give yourself, again, that timer, and to give yourself, I usually say about an hour to start creating your content. create it together, make it thematic in some way. So you use Canva, you use PicMonkey, whatever it is, your whatever you prefer, and you put all of that information into your posts, into the images that you're creating, whatever it's going to be, so that you create that, okay? So how do I go about creating the content? So I just took all of that, and then I will again set my timer before I start actually writing up my ads, and I write them ahead of time, put them in my notes section of my computer, and then, excuse me, so I will actually go on to like Pinterest, and I will create, and I can't share my screen on this, I will create boards that are for brain dumps. And I will just go in and I will pin certain things that stand out to me. And I'll create from my Pinterest boards various posts that are going to be content related, okay? So I have the URL for this, but hold on one second. I'm gonna give you one more thing before we finish up. So once you're done, you've finished your brain dump, you're then going to take it back, you're gonna head over to Pinterest, to Google, and you're gonna collect evidence of all of that. So everything you just did, everything you just said, you're going to create evidence of, you know, like Pinterest ideas for busy moms. And you're going to look for key phrases. You're going to look for ideas or maybe blog posts, anything that kind of speaks to you that you can sort of create your own content from. And then from there, this is what you're going to do in any one given week. Now remember, we are laser focused right now on building to diamond. So when I talked to Alyssa and I talked to Mel, we said this is what you're going to do. You have to know when all of your coaching opportunities, all of that kind of stuff is coming up this week. And I want you to create at least 3 coaching call to action ads, which means that you are giving people a specific thing to do with the information that you provided. So these are your standard coaching posts. Are they going to be as well received as your other ones? No, probably not. They aren't going to necessarily be as popular, but you are giving people a specific instruction for what they're going to do with the information that you just provided. I would love for you guys to take this information and create a video. Go live on your page. Talk about coaching for a little bit. Do it with your own twist. Do it with your own sort of spin. Or, you know, maybe you go on your team pages and you talk about how you're going to go live tonight at 9, or you give people a little bit of a sneak peek without it being this long drawn out thing. It's just you being you, candidly. And then the other thing that I tend to create and that I think would be wise for you is what I call the purposeful post. And a purposeful post is just something that relates back to whatever it is that you're trying to get across to people. So if you're trying to get across to people that you are building a business as a busy mom, you are looking for busy moms to be on your team, you want to create 10 to 15 posts that are surrounding that same idea, that kind of back up that evidence. It's sort of supporting evidence for whatever you're trying to get across. So it might be that you share blog posts, you share busy mom recipes, you share quick workouts, whatever it is that relates back to that, because you now are going for that specific person. All right. So what questions do you guys have for me? I am going to give you the Google Doc where I go over and I walk through the brain dump process. You have to schedule it in though weekly, you know, 10, 15 minutes for the brain dump. Give yourself about 10, 15 minutes to go on Google or Pinterest and set the timer to that, because you know Pinterest is going to suck you in. And then lastly, you start creating your content. In one given week, highly suggest you have at least 3 call to action posts and at least 10 to 15 supporting evidence posts. All right? What questions do you guys have? Did you like this activity? Can you guys give me some feedback? I do about 10 to 15 in 1 week. So if you look at my like page is One Fit Fighter. If you look at my like page, you're going to see a lot of my posts on that topic are about confidence. They're just supporting evidence posts. They're not like, join my team or become a coach. They're just more, I get you, girl. We speak the same language. And you'll notice that a lot of times people say like, Katie, like, oh my gosh, this is so me. Like your goal is to have people say, this is so me, or oh my gosh, I totally connect to this. Because then you're speaking the language of your followers. Yeah. Okay, okay, cool. how do you share other blog posts if your blog is, I go to like Scary Mommy. There's like Huff Parent, I think. I could be totally wrong about that title. I just go there, but a lot of times Pinterest is where I find these blog articles, or Scary Mommy, like just different like pages too. And I'll just take that URL and I'll share it, a blog post. So like I did yesterday actually on One Fit Fighter. It was actually a really good article. You should read it. I'll share that on my blog post, and then that's it. People will come to your page and they'll be like, oh, I like this. Like I relate to it. Yeah. And you know what? And Sarah, it will keep you more focused, because I think sometimes it's just, we can look at a computer and it's like we don't know where to start, and we kind of put ourselves in this position of like, I don't even know what I'm doing, like I don't know where to actually start. But a brain dump is going to be specific to you. So when you go online and you see what other people are doing, you're like, oh, well, wait a second, that's not really in line with what my brain dump says. And your brain dump isn't going to lie. I mean, unless you're sitting there analyzing it and overthinking it, your brain dump is you. Like if you want to get to know yourself, just don't think. Like just write down the things that come to your mind, and that's what you value. That's what's important to you. All right, do you guys have anything else for me? Yeah, and I would. And if you need to do a brain dump more than once a week, then do it once a week. Do it whatever you might need it to be. So cool. Cool. Yeah, and this is perfect for squirrel brains, Sarah. I like that. Yeah. All right. All right, so that's all I got for you. I hope that the brain dump activity helps, and implement it weekly. Get to writing your ads. Your ideas, you should be fresh. So if you're undistracted right now, get to your hour.